Everyone who starts a YouTube channel ultimately has the dream of being able to do YouTube full-time, and it's time for me to make my dream a reality. Let's talk about how I'm going to go full-time on YouTube.
Perfect.
Welcome back to Life of Birch. This is Birch, and how dramatic was that? Talking about dreams, making our dreams come true. Got this beautiful view with the waves crashing. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. Alright, well, like I said, I'm going to be going full-time on YouTube, and today we're going to talk about how I'm making that happen and how you specifically can help. Now, I know some of you are going to say that it's a little clickbaity because I said that I'm going full-time on YouTube, and I don't necessarily mean that I'm going full-time on YouTube right now, but I definitely have a timeline for when it's going to happen by, and we're going to talk about kind of the game plan as to how that's going to happen. So, I'm not saying that I'm going full-time on YouTube right now. I wish I was able to, but it's not at that point yet. So if you're my manager watching this, because I know you're subscribed, Corey, don't worry, I'm not leaving you. This isn't my 2-week notice. Alright, so I guess for starters, let's talk about how I make money on YouTube and talk a little bit about how much I've been making on YouTube. So when I say making money on YouTube, I'm kind of just talking about all the ways that I make money from like my platform, not necessarily YouTube itself. So for example, I make money off of YouTube itself, like YouTube the platform, through ad revenue, and then I also make a little bit of money off of Amazon affiliates links that I put in my videos, and I recently started making money on TikTok also, so I'm going to count that as well because I'm making money off of my content, so we're going to count that. Now, up until a few months ago, I was only making roughly, I'd say on average, like 300 to 350 bucks each month off of YouTube and my Amazon affiliates links. Usually I'd say about 250 to 300 of that was like actual ad revenue, and then the rest was from affiliate links, and I guess I should kind of explain that first. So when I say ad revenue, essentially once you hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and you've had at least 4,000 hours of watch time over the past year, that's when you can monetize your channel, and at that point all the ads that YouTube shows on your videos anyway, you get a percentage of. I think you get like 55% of whatever ad revenue YouTube makes off of specifically your videos, and of course that varies based off of how many ads are on your video, how long people watch, and all that kind of good stuff. So that's one kind of direct source of income from YouTube. And then for Amazon affiliate links, essentially if you make an Amazon affiliate account, you can get your own special links to the thing on Amazon, and then anyone who clicks on that link and buys through it, you get a percentage that comes back to you for essentially marketing that product for Amazon. It doesn't cost the end consumer anything extra, but normally you get like 4.5% of the sales of whatever they buy once they click that link coming back to you. So up until a few months ago, those were my only two sources of income as far as my content was concerned, and like I said, I was averaging probably about 350 bucks a month. Some months I'd be as low as like 200, other months I'd be as high as 400 or whatever, but on average I'd say about 350. Now recently that number has gone substantially higher, and at the beginning of the year I made a goal that by the end of the year all of my stuff from YouTube and my content would end up paying my mortgage. My mortgage is about 1,500 bucks, so I set that goal, and honestly I thought it was a kind of lofty goal to expect to go from 350 bucks all the way to 1,500 bucks by the end of the year. And as crazy as it sounds, I passed that number in, I want to say May, or maybe it was April. So just a few months into the year, I had already passed my goal of making 1,500 a month, and then just a month or two after that, I did about 1,900 bucks. Now, when I'm saying these numbers, I'm talking about from YouTube and Amazon affiliates links. So I think the month where I did 1,900 bucks, it was like 1,600 off of YouTube, and then the rest was off of Amazon affiliate links. So when I saw that month that I did 1,900 bucks, I was super stoked, and I wasn't sure if it would keep growing or not, because obviously, like, I don't know, YouTube's very volatile in the sense that some months are way higher than others, because some months you just get better views, you'll have a video that hits better than normal. So I was really curious. I'm like, alright, it's consistently kept going up to 1,900. Is it going to stay there, or is it going to drop back down? And it did drop down a little bit. I think after that I made 1,400 bucks, and then this month I'm on track to do probably 1,200 bucks or something like that. But the point that I'm making is I'm still consistently making over $1,000 a month doing what I love, and that is just crazy to me. And the way my brain works is once I see that something's possible, it just clicks like, dude, you got this. Like, I always knew it was possible because I like watching other YouTubers and like hearing their success stories and them talking about kind of their slow rise to where they are. So I knew it was possible. Like, not to sound cocky, but if I see somebody else can do it, then I'm like, they've already proven the formula. Like, now I know I can do it. So once I saw that I personally started doing that and it was like realistic for for me, because before, you know, if you're making $350, that's just like a nice little side hustle. Once you see that jump from there up to almost $2,000, that's when you realize, like, wow, the potential's there already. Like, I thought it would take longer than this, but the potential is there now. Like, I can do this. And that's what kind of got me thinking, you know, like, what can I do to keep pushing this even further and make this like a real thing soon? So I'll say that my goal right now is that I want to go full-time on YouTube within the 3-year anniversary of the first time I posted a video. So essentially about a year from now, I'll look up the exact date, but about a year from now is when I plan to go full-time. And right now that sounds like, I don't know, I'm gonna be honest, right now that sounds terrifying and nearly impossible, because I may have almost made $2,000 the other month, but in order to go full-time on this, I would have to be making at minimum about $4,000 a month in order for it to like actually work and me to not be eating ramen and being scared constantly about where the money's coming from. So that got me thinking, how can I make this happen as soon as possible? And the first thing that came to mind is Patreon. So that's kind of like the big announcement for this video, is that I'm finally launching a Patreon. I've had a decent amount of you guys ask if I've had a Patreon before, and for those of you who don't know what Patreon is, it's essentially another website or another platform where any of your subscribers or followers or supporters can subscribe to it. I don't know if that's the word, I'm trying to find the right word, but they can pledge a certain dollar amount every month, whether that's $1 a month, $3 a month, $5, whatever, and they get different features that you don't get just based off of YouTube. So I finally set up my Patreon. The link is going to be in the description, and if you want to help out and support the channel in ways other than just watching the videos, definitely feel free to jump over there and pledge whatever dollar amount you want to. There's different tiers set up, so there's a $3 tier, a $5 tier, an $11 tier, and a $25 tier. I did it based off of 300cc, 500cc, and 1100cc, because those are the cc bikes that I've had on the channel. So for each of those levels, whatever you pledge, you get different benefits. So if you sign up for the Patreon, depending on what tier you're on, you'll get early access to my YouTube videos, so you'll be able to see them before anybody else sees them. I'll be constantly posting behind the scenes stuff, behind the scenes installs, and behind the scenes letting you guys know what's going on. And then there's also going to be exclusive live videos, exclusive Q&As with members of my Patreon. There's going to be exclusive merch for Patreon members, which I'm super stoked on. I keep talking about merch, and so far all I have is stickers, but I promise I'm going to be making t-shirts and hoodies here soon. And there's going to be exclusive lines just for the people who are on Patreon. And then not only that, but depending on what tier you join, there's going to be free stickers that get sent to you once you join, and just a lot of really cool benefits to it. I plan on trying to do some cool giveaways for, like, I don't know, GoPros, helmets, motorcycles, stuff like that. All of that will be on the Patreon. And then one of the things that I'm most excited about for it is I'm going to drop Patreon exclusive videos, just like quick little edits of my day, but I'm going to use music that I actually listen to. The way that YouTube is set up right now, you can only use non-copyrighted music. So I have like a $15 a month subscription to this website that allows me to get music that's not going to get copyrighted, because if it gets copyrighted, then YouTube demonetizes your video and you can't make any money off of it. So I'm really excited to be able to start making videos that use music that I actually listen to. That way you guys can kind of get a feel for my music tastes, and I'm just excited to be able to kind of connect with you guys in that way also. And obviously that wouldn't be possible on YouTube right now, because if I want to keep making money on YouTube, I got to keep playing by the rules. And then the biggest thing about Patreon for me also is that it takes away some of like the roller coaster effect of the money on YouTube. So like I was saying, there's like an average amount that I need to make. I need to average about $4,000 a month, but I was already talking about how within like a 3-month time span, I went from making $350 all the way up to $1,900 and then back down to $1,200. And that roller coaster effect is not great for when you're an adult paying bills and you have a mortgage. So any money from Patreon really helps even that out, because you're pledging a certain dollar amount. Obviously you can cancel it at any time, but I'd hope that what I'm putting out on Patreon gets you guys to stick around consistently. So that kind of helps level out the playing field. So that'll be a huge help. And then who knows what else I'll do with that money. I'm just super excited, because like I had somebody comment on the video where I surprised Amir with that exhaust, and they asked like, hey, do you have a Patreon? Because I'd love to be able to pledge some money to you if that's what it's going towards. So it would be super cool to be able to take some of the Patreon money and use it so that if I go for rides with subscribers, I can buy them lunch or buy them coffee, keep surprising people with cool stuff. I don't know, I just love giving back. So any way that I can have some more money coming into the channel so I can keep doing positive things like that is just kind of what I'm most excited about. So then aside from Patreon, essentially, obviously the main goal is to keep getting more and more views on YouTube, and that'll definitely be more doable as I start getting more money coming in from YouTube, so I can give up more shifts at work. Not that I want to, because I make really good money at work, but I'd love to be putting out consistently 2 or 3 videos a week week, but as now, like, I'm only working 3 or 4 days a week at my real job, and even with that, you know, 1 video a week is easy, but 2 sometimes is pushing it. If I'm working 4 days a week and still trying to have a social life, 2 videos a week gets a little bit hard sometimes, depending on what the videos themselves actually are. So the more money I have coming in, the more time I can devote to YouTube and get some more views coming in to kind of build off of itself. I'd love to start partnering with local bike dealers so that I can do test rides on bikes that they have come in. I've already talked to my local Indian and Triumph dealer, and they said that they'd be willing to let me ride some of the used bikes that they have come in, or if they get another one of their demo Tridents, they'd let me ride that. So that's super cool. I want to be able to do that because I feel like, for one thing, every new bike that I ride kind of gives me a new perspective, and I love being able to show you guys kind of my thoughts on new bikes. But not only that, it also reaches a new audience for the channel. So right now I've kind of like pigeonholed myself into being the rebel YouTuber, and the issue that I've encountered is now anytime I get a different bike like the Grom or one of the VFRs, those videos don't get nearly as many views because so many of my subscribers are here just for the rebel content. And I love my rebel, don't get me wrong, but I also want to be able to ride other bikes and devote time to making videos about them and still have it, I don't want to say be worth my time, but still get the views and everything like that. So every time I ride a different bike, it brings in a new audience. Like, I just made the video about the new Sportster S, and you know, that video reached a totally different audience because I've never had a video talking about a Harley before. So there's lots of people who might not watch my channel for the Rebel, but they saw Sportster content, watched some of my other videos, and then they subscribed. So I'm super stoked to just kind of be able to branch out and broaden my horizons, if you will, and bring some new bikes on the channel. That'll be awesome. And then of course also another revenue stream is TikTok now, which is crazy. I started the TikTok as a way where I'm like, you know what, maybe it'll bring some subscribers to my channel. It's TikTok, you know, like, who takes that seriously? And then next thing I know, this morning I officially passed 1 million likes on TikTok. Like, who would have thought? I have more followers on TikTok than I do subscribers on YouTube. Right now I think I have like 27 or 28,000 followers on TikTok, whereas I just passed 15,000 subscribers on here. I have a video on TikTok that's about to hit 9 million views, so I don't know, it's just crazy. I'm making a whopping like $8 to $14 a day off of TikTok, which doesn't sound like much, but you know, if I can average even just 10 bucks a day off of TikTok, that's 300 bucks a month, which is a substantial amount coming back to my goal. And I guess I'll use this as a shameless plug also. If you're not following me on TikTok already, definitely jump over there and do it. It's the same name as here, LifeOfBurch, but there's a lot of stuff that I post over there that's exclusive to TikTok. And then the last and I think coolest way that I plan to make some money for the channel also is I'm going to start renting my bikes out. I'm unsure if I'm going to be renting out the Rebel because the Rebel's my baby and it's brand new. I don't know if I really should be renting it out to strangers, but I'm definitely going to put the Grom up on there. And I'd also like to buy another Rebel 300 or Rebel 500 and do kind of a build series on that, and then post it on like Twisted Road and Rider Share and things like that so that people can rent it. And that's super exciting to me for a couple reasons. One is obviously that's going to be another income stream coming in that gets me closer to the dream of being full-time on YouTube and not having to have a real job, but also because I haven't seen a YouTuber, I just called myself a YouTuber, I hate that, but I haven't seen a YouTuber do that before, and I've been thinking, like, how cool would it be if there was somebody who found my videos and they were like, man, that bike is cool, and where he's riding is super cool, and then one day they take a vacation to Annapolis, you recognize all the spots from a YouTuber's video, and then you realize that you can hop on Rider Share and rent his actual bike and ride around the places that you've seen in the video. To me, that would just be super awesome. So that's an idea that I'm throwing around, but obviously I don't know if I have I know that I don't have a spare 3 or 4 grand to buy a bike to rent out, but in my head it's like, I don't know, it's an investment. So there it is, the grand master plan as to how I'm going to be going full-time on YouTube within the next year or by the 3-year anniversary of the first video that I posted on YouTube. Obviously the biggest one is Patreon, and that's the biggest way that you guys can support me now. Like I said, there's different tiers, so even if you can only give $1 a month, I really don't care. Anything that you can pledge, your support just means the world to me, and that's kind of going to be the place for just my top supporters, the people closest to me. That's the thing that I'm most excited to grow. So definitely check the link in the description if you're interested in that. And of course, leave me a comment if you do sign up for the Patreon. Let me know what you want to see on there the most. And I mean, really, at the end of the day, like I said, going full-time on YouTube is an absolute dream. It's my end goal, and the only way that I can do it is with you guys. So if you've watched to this point in the video, needless to say, you're one of the people that's going to help get me there. Whether you sign up for the Patreon or not, you guys watching this far in the video is really what helps drive YouTube to show people my videos. So at the end of the day, you guys are the ones driving all this, and I couldn't be doing it without you. So thanks so much for helping make all my dreams come true. Hop over to that Patreon and check it out. Let me know what you want to see. I'm gonna pull over right here to end it because this is like the traditional spot where I always come and take a picture of the bike. I probably have like 8 different thumbnails of my bike in this spot. But anyway, I'm gonna use this bike and your support to go full-time on YouTube, and I'm stoked to be able to do it. Thanks so much for watching. Check out the Patreon, check out my TikTok. Love you guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace.